Here's Nashville right here. This storm is now in the Benton County area, generally moving east, maybe a little bit north to due east. So this could be affecting many of the areas across Middle Tennessee and eventually even to the Nashville metropolitan area. That's a long way away, but we're going to be monitoring that as time goes on. And we've got other meteorologists, Mary Mays and Christina, coming in later on this evening, and they're going to be covering it the overnight. So if you're with News 2, and you also want to have your phone nearby, have it activated, have it charged, download the News 2 app. And I'll go through that one more time until, Danielle, you let me know when you're ready again. But there's the storm right now, that couplet of red and green making its way through the Camden area, just north of Camden, I should say, and the northern suburbs of Camden. I'm sure people right along Highway 641, your address would literally be the Camden area. And this debris here, that's probably more of a mixture of hail and rain right now. But once again, this rotation is just getting to the east now of Highway 641 and moving east through Benton County, north of the Camden area, the northern suburbs of Camden. Back to Danielle.
All right, thank you, Davis. And I want to let you know, I was going to show you some damage reports, but first I want to get to this new flash flood warning that just got issued here. I'm going to try to pick it up. Apparently it doesn't want to go with me. I'm getting locked in here. Hold on, let me go to my S1 here and try this again. So we do have this flash flood warning again for another area here. We'll zoom into it and show you it right now. I believe, yep, it's for Christian County, also Muhlenberg, Todd, and Trigg counties here. So all of this area that's been dealing with thunderstorms now that does have wind gusts still to 50 miles an hour, lots of heavy downpours and lightning, but now there's that threat for flash flooding. A lot of these storms are going over the same areas that already picked up quite a bit of rain from the earlier storms, and so that can lead to flash flooding. Remember, if you drive down a road and you see flooded roads, you want to turn around, don't drown. You never know how deep those waters truly are. Now, getting back to the storm reports, of course, we had that one tornado reported in Christian County, had a ton of hail reports up through southern Kentucky. But want to point out, we have some new reports coming in for wind damage from Carroll County. This is that storm that we're now tracking that has the tornado warning attached to it. Power lines are down in Carroll County, and when it went through Gibson County in West Tennessee, it also produced a lot of power lines down, so much so that 30,000 people were without power in the last half hour or so. So let's get back to what is going on here and why we're on the air for Benton and Henry County, really just Benton now as it moved out until 11:45. This is the tornado warning. If you live in this area, you need to take your tornado precautions. If you live in Halls, you're okay, you're safe. It's past you now. Camden, it's just north of you, but Waverly, heads up. This is going straight into your area, and guess what? We just got a new tornado warning issued for Houston and Humphreys County. You can see that just came up on the map here. So I'm going to take you straight into that one first, and then we'll keep it moving. So we have this tornado warning now that it's been issued for Houston and Humphreys County until 11:45. That's because this storm continues to track to the east pretty quickly at about 40 miles an hour. Waverly, McEwen, you're going to be in the path of this storm, and Johnsonville too. Now you can see we have the bright green, as Davis mentioned, the bright red. The green is the wind going to the radar, red is the wind going away. So in this area right in here is where that rotation would be, and it's pretty distinct right now. It's been holding together pretty well, and this is what we've been talking about. The ingredients are right. We've got warm temperatures, we've got spin, we've got moisture in the air. And so a lot of these storms out in our western counties, western Kentucky, West Tennessee, starting to spin now. And you can see this one. The spin is actually just north of Johnsonville here and would continue to track east, could actually clip Johnsonville, Waverly, and McEwen here. So as we put a storm track on this one, because as this moves really to the east at about, say, 40 miles an hour or so, and 50? 50, sorry. So as it moves 50 miles an hour, you can see it'll be in Waverly at about 11:30, and then McEwen, you'll see this at about 11:39. So folks, if you live in this purple polygon right now, I can't stress it enough. It's nighttime out. We've already had a storm produce a tornado. You need to get down into the lowest level of your area, preferably a room with no windows, a basement, a closet, a bathroom. Really start taking these seriously because it's nighttime. You're not going to see the tornado, and it will be rain wrapped. There'll be a lot of hail associated with this storm as well. You can see they're keeping that tornado warning going for Benton County. Also, some pretty large hail being reported with this. At least we've had hail 1.5 inches in diameter, which is ping pong ball size hail. So some pretty large hail coming down with this cell. So this is what you want to do if you live in that purple polygon. It's very important you do just that. All right, there's the Benton County tornado warning. As you can see, We're zoomed into it. It is just now east of Halls. And yes, that whole system is heading in our direction. There's that hail core. And I just want to point out a few other areas of concern tonight, because now we have Kentucky, or southern Kentucky, excuse me, turning over to flash flooding, where that's becoming the biggest concern up there, because in the same areas that have seen so much rain, it continues to rain and storm. And so we have a flash flood warning now in effect for Warren County until 2 in the morning. In this area, we've picked up 1.5 to 2 inches of rain within 3 hours. That's a very short period of time. It does include Rocky Hill, the Glasgow area there, along the I-65 corridor down towards Bowling Green. So please be careful. That flash flood warning again in effect for Trigg, Christian, Todd, and Muhlenberg counties too, and tons of storms over you. It's going to be a very noisy one. You're probably not going to sleep very well. Don't worry, these are not severe at least, but lots of lightning, heavy downpours, and wind gusts to 50 miles an hour cannot be ruled out. But again, the reason why we're going to stay on air with you tonight, Davis, Nolan, and I are here with you, is because of this tornado warned storm that has now moved into the Waverly and Erin locations. And as we expand out, you can kind of see where it is in relationship to Nashville. Not that far away. If it keeps on this track, we're going to have to watch that carefully. It's going to get very close to Davidson County. So, of course, we're going to keep you safe and informed. Most of the high activity is up to the north here. You can see over southern Kentucky. We've got some showers starting to build down to the south and west. So we're going to watch all of this for you, because any storm could turn severe very quickly. We have this tornado watch in effect for Trigg, Christian, Todd, Muhlenberg counties, and I think the National Weather Service, or at least Storm Prediction Center, is looking at this, deciding if they're going to issue a tornado watch farther east for some of our counties here. So just a heads up, folks, this is a night where you definitely want to make sure, if you're going to bed, you turn that phone in the on position and you have our weather app. It's super important you do that, because any storm tonight, heavy rain, wind, hail, and a tornado threat cannot be ruled out. So download the WKRN weather app, have your phone charged and in the on position tonight before you go to sleep, and make sure you have a safety plan, because some of these storms could continue to rotate into the wee hours of the morning. So we're talking about late night storms, early morning storms when most people are sleeping. In fact, that's kind of what Future Tracker depicts here. Notice a lot of these storms are up to the north, but we have storms building out to the west here around 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and they continue for that ride into work as they finally clear out of here as we head towards the 8 o'clock hour on Tuesday. But again, we're watching that tornado warned storm. That's the one we're watching in particular that it has our attention at this point. And Davis, you want to take over?
Yeah, we'll take it over for a second here. Right now, this rotation that we're seeing is moved a little further east, and it's now just crossing the Humphreys County, Benton County line. Here's the county line right here. It's made its way into Humphreys County now, as you can see, and it's north of New Johnsonville, still west of Waverly, which is way over the other end of the map. We're going to widen the view out here in a moment, but it has already gone past Camden. Camden is down here, and there's Highway 641 that it went across moments ago. Last time I showed it to you, it was right here. Now it's moved across the county line into the Humphreys County area. And let me show you a few other, we'll widen the view out here, and you can see this movement. And I got a new storm track on it here for you. Elysian Grove by 1119, Waverly and Humphreys County now. It's going to come pretty close to Waverly area. We'll take a closer view of that in a moment. But 1129 for Gorman, McEwen by 1134, Tennessee City 1142, Sylvia 1149, Dixon at 1150, and Burns by 1156, and White Bluff 1202, Kingston Springs 1209, if it wants to hold together that long. Now, this one came all the way from back in Carroll County, where we had power outages as it went across that area, and it continues to move. Now the speed is up to 50 miles per hour. So it's making its way across the Humphreys County area, right across the Benton and Humphreys County line as we speak, the county line being right there, and it's going to make its way further. When we look at that debris tracker, it's still not a real well-defined. It shows what we call low correlation coefficient, and that's probably more that hail mixing with some rain, and so we're not being confirmed that we have a tornado on the ground. It's radar indicated right now, but this storm has done damage in the past, so could have touched down at one time or other in the back and further to the west, but still quite a well-defined signature of the greens and reds. Now, here's Waverly right here, and this thing is generally moving about eastward, so the Waverly and points northward up the highway, the northern suburbs of Waverly. This is likely to come your way here literally in the next 20 to 30 minutes. I'll go back to that storm track in a momentarily, but you can see it's already moved from where I had it a moment ago. But I want to go back to our storm track, and we had Waverly here on the map by about 11:23. So I got 11:14 on my clock right now. So that's that track, and once again, this is a tornado warning, and it's in effect for the eastern parts of Benton County and for the Humphreys County area, as well as parts of Houston County, by the way. We may have to watch that. Now, I wanted to show you the temperatures. Notice how we're cooler from Nashville eastward. Now, if that regime continues, when things cross I-65, it may lose a little strength. I don't want people, Cookeville, McMinnville, to let their guard down on that, though, because those temperatures could warm up as the front tries to get closer to us. But right now, you're a little cooler, but we get to mid-60s back towards the west. Quick look at future tracker here, and these timings could change. Trying to show activity still around the Nashville area through the 4 to 6 o'clock time period before moving out of here pretty quickly. Danielle, are you set back over there?
Yes, I am. By the way, just to let you know, they're going to be looking at extending the tornado watch out until, ooh, we just got it here. It's going to be coming here in a second, until 3 in the morning. And it's going to include some of our other areas now. Just to show you this real fast, I'll pop it up for you. This is going to include part of the Nashville area now. Davidson County is going to be under this, and I'm sure it's going to populate on our graphics. So, Davis, if you want to add that into the tornado watch once it gets started. But that tornado watch is now going to be for our northern and western communities, folks, so we need to be alert. Again, for even Davidson County, Rutherford County, Montgomery County, Williamson County, Sumner County, that is until 3 in the morning now. So let me just go back and let you know what's going on with why we're on the air right now, should I say. And we're here because we got a tornado warning in effect, and this is for Houston and Humphreys County, and this is until 11:45. So this storm has turned tornadic because it has rotation that is being depicted, and also has a very large hail core. You can see that right here. Hail at least a quarter size in diameter, and maybe even ping pong ball size in diameter. One thing I can tell you, there's the bright green, there's the bright red. We always look for this. Oops, and I'm on the wrong graphic here, so let me go over here and show you. This is where that rotation would be. So it is really north and east of Camden, north of New Johnsonville. But heads up, Waverly, you need to start taking your tornado precautions now because it's heading in your way. And notice that the brighter green, the brighter red there, it's really starting to strengthen just a touch. So I'm actually going to get off the screen for 1 second here and just zoom down and see if we can get any street names here, just to let you guys know, because this is a dangerous situation. It's 11:22 at night. It's dark out. You're not going to see this storm if it's coming in your area. And just to let you know, this will be going over 13 soon. It's going to be going near Clydeton Road. It's north of Johnsonville. Waverly, you probably get clipped by this. Waverly, you need to take your tornado precautions right by you at this point. It's going to be near, hold on, I'm zooming in here, West Little Richland Road, Clydeton Road, Big Richland Road, Hillcrest Road. Right now it's centered over Richland Harbor Road, Bear Creek Road, Dry Creek Road, Campground Road. That area, if you know this area, if you're familiar with it, it's going to be near Hillcrest Road, then 13, Ogden Road, Powers Boulevard, getting close to the city of Waverly there too. Big Richland Creek Road, Trace Creek Road, 13, White Oak Ridge Road, Tennessee Ridge Road, Dry Hollow Road. So the reason I'm telling you all this is because I want to make sure you guys are taking your tornado precaution. If I'm saying your town name or your street name, you want to definitely get up right now and get down in your safe zone. You want to go down low, lowest level, center of your home, a room with no windows, bathroom, closet, you name it. If you have a basement, that's always great too. This is the area right in here. So Waverly, heads up, you really need to take your tornado precautions now. This is not something, especially because this storm has already created quite a bit of damage. We're talking wind and trees down in the county before this, in Benton County and also Carroll County, and also provided a lot of power lines down in Gibson County just before it came through. So this one again is moving east at 50 miles an hour. So I'm going to pull this out here and just take you through. It'll be in Gorman at about 11:35, McEwen 11:39, and then Tennessee City. You're going to see this around 11:46, Van Leer at about 11:51. And just to let you know, if it continues on this track, we've got Waverly in the path, we've got Tennessee City, then it gets close to Charlotte and 48, and then it gets closer to Cheatham County and Davidson County. And right now the temperatures are warm. and this area, and the air mass is very soupy, so it's not good news. We've got some hail with this storm too, and we got a lot of lightning. This is going to be very noisy as it moves over your area. So again, Houston, Humphreys County, this is in effect until 11:45 in the evening tonight. And just to let you know what we're watching for, we've got several storm reports coming in. Oh, a new one just came in from Benton County too, but this one, it was from Huntington from earlier for power lines down due to thunderstorm wind damage. Now, in Kentucky, these storms are going over the same areas and they're training. So they're bringing down flooding rains, and that's leading to flash flooding. We have a flash flood warning up for Warren County until 2 in the morning. We also have this flash flood warning here for Christian, Todd, Trigg, and Muhlenberg counties until 5:15 in the morning. And yes, there's a cluster of thunderstorms over Todd County here that do have wind gusts probably close to 50 miles an hour, nickel-size hail. You can see some heavy activity moving on through. This is going to definitely wake you up from Elkton to Kirkmansville, Russellville to Lewisburg. Luckily, none of that is severe at this point. Have picked up a quick 1 to 2 inches of rain from all these storms as they moved on through. And notice more of them developing near Franklin, Adairville, Guthrie here. So now we're getting into Robertson County near Springfield, Oak Grove, Clarksville here. You're going to get hit with some. And you see how close this tornado warning is. Dixon County, you would be up next for this, then Cheatham, and then Nashville here, folks. And that's why that tornado watch has now been issued for parts of Nashville until 3 in the morning. You can see all these storms starting to build down. We talked about this earlier. They were going to start to build down, and they are doing just that and rotating. So here's that tornado watch. It isn't until 1 a.m. It's actually till 3 a.m., but it does include Davidson County. Also, just to let you know, Wilson County, Rutherford, Williamson County, and Sumner and Robertson County, all the way up to Montgomery County here, folks. So this is not the time where you let your guard down. This is the time where you have the phone on, in the on position, because any storm that gets going between now and 3 a.m. could turn severe, could have a tornado attached to it. A safety plan is necessary. The phone charged in the on position and the WKRN weather app. We are going to keep you safe. And of course, if there's tornado warnings, Davis and I will be on the air with you. Mary Mays and Christina will be coming in to meet us. The other thing is, if there aren't tornado warnings, we will be on Facebook Lives, keeping you nice and safe and informed. As we head towards 2 in the morning here, these are those storms over in Kentucky, so flooding definitely a concern. And then here comes some of those lines of storms moving through the late morning hours. So we're talking from 2 to 3 to 4. And then thereafter, it moves to the south and east, and it should weaken just a bit as it does that. But still, gusty winds, hail, heavy downpours can't be ruled out by any of these storms as they get going. Davis, you ready to rock?
Yeah, we got a storm report out of the Camden area in Benton County, and you can see this new storm report that just came out recently from the Memphis National Weather Service. It says one large tree down, but it's damage to a home, and the damage consisting of roof damage, fascia, gutters, and garage door. Thunderstorm wind damage. Of course, we do have a tornado warning in effect, did have a tornado warning in effect for Benton County as it moved through there. Now that tornado warning continues in the Waverly area. So that's the history sort of the storm. You can see some of the other damage that they've seen from the storm as it moved in from the west. Now, you can see the red to green couplet here. Here's Waverly right here. This is literally going to be going through the northern suburbs of Waverly as we speak and crossing the highway there that runs north over to Erin. Here's a new storm track. Waverly saying 1126, which is pretty much right now, and McEwen 1137. So if you're in Waverly, in the northern suburbs of Waverly going up the highway, you need to be in your safe spot right now. Sure, it's radar indicated right now, but it's nighttime. You could easily have had a tornado touchdown and no one knows it's there because really not being able to see it. So you've definitely got the well-defined green and red couplet where the winds are away from the radar towards the radar, indicating that circulation there making its way through the northern suburbs of Waverly. Already moved from where I put the circle, really right here. Here's Waverly, and the circle would be right about here, going through right across Highway 13 as we speak. And you can see that as we go further east, here's Dixon, and as we go further east, there's Kingston Springs and Ashland City. So this is going to be making its way further towards the east to hold together. It hadn't shown signs of not holding together as it's gone from well to the west over through many other western counties on the other side of the Tennessee River before it made it this far. So these storm reports continue to come in with this system as it moves on towards the east. Now we'll wait and see if we get any new information as it moves through Humphreys County. But if you're in Waverly right now and going from Waverly, the northern suburbs of Highway 13, you need to be in your safe spot right now. Again, the tornado warning for parts of Houston County as well as the Humphreys County area. And by the way, let me step out the way. I want to try to go back and show you that newly issued tornado watch, and I'll be right back to the the picture there in just one moment. We've gotten that watch that Danielle was talking about, and it's now in effect until 3 a.m. It does include Nashville, over to Wilson County, Sumner County, and Rutherford County, Williamson County, Robertson County through Cheatham, Montgomery, Dixon, over to Hickman, as well as Waverly and Humphreys County, Houston, to the Dover area and Stewart County, and across the river, and still should be including Benton County. That'll probably fill in as well. So that's your newly issued tornado watch until 3 a.m. Now, you notice they didn't go any further east. Temperatures are a little cooler over the east, we talked about a moment ago, so that might be a factor as to why that is. Now, we could be seeing ping pong size, ball size hail with this storm as it makes its way through Waverly as we speak right now along Highway 13. And look at the lightning that it's got going on with the storm as we speak. And this dark color you see in the middle here, that's indicating that large hail there. And there's your couplet right there. And I'm going to step off the screen and I'll move that circulation over, because that's something we draw on there manually for you. And it's moving east at about 50 miles per hour. Again, these reds are winds going away from the Nashville radar, greens going towards the Nashville radar. So you can see that this is literally in the northern suburb of Waverly as we speak, and crossing across Highway 13 as we speak. So you just need to be in your safe spot. McEwen, it's coming right pretty much down Highway 70 towards you. So if you're in McEwen, you've only got a few more minutes before it's in your region. So far, it's radar indicated, but we have had reports of a tree on a house back further to the west in Benton County around the Camden area. So we do have a history of damage with the storm as it moved through the Camden area. And now it's in the northern suburbs of Waverly going on towards McEwen. And I did this storm track 5 minutes ago, so it's a little bit older. So we're past 11:26 now, but 11:45, there's Tennessee City, and pretty much McEwen coming up in another 7 minutes. So if you're in McEwen, as I mentioned a moment ago, you want to really get your safe spot. And Dixon Municipal there, 11:51, Sylvia 11:52, at 11:58 for Charlotte as it gets into Dixon County, White Bluff 12:05, Kingston Springs 12:12, and I hope I pronounced that correct, Gravelot, by 12:21. So really this tornado warning continues right now. And Danielle, is this being extended? I see it's blinking. It looks like
I think they're just continuing it, but
okay,
maybe taking one off. I was going to say I can take over a little because I want to get you a picture too. You want to look at this and get this on if we can. I just looked at a picture and I can't really get it on TV just yet, but it's from Gibson County and it's from that storm. And so basically we've got quite a bit of damage from this storm. We're basically getting reports, a lot of damage out of Benton County, Carroll County, but in Gibson County, looks like a structural damage. And I wanted to show you Dixon, our camera here, because in the distance, this is where the storm will be headed next. This is our Donaldson Air Service Experts camera, and you can see the lightning there. This is the light show we're going to get from the storm as it moves on by. By the way, it's still very warm in Dixon in the 60s, so as it comes on by, definitely going to be warm and continue into a favorable air mass for continuing this tornado warning. So right now, this is in effect until 11:45. This is Houston and Humphreys counties, as you can see right here. That green and red really kind of staying tightly together, which is not great news. Right near 13, it's about to go over Waverly. It's like right to the north of you. So if you live in Waverly right now, if you live anywhere in this purple polygon, I would tell you take your tornado precautions, but in particular here, I'm zooming down to some roads and some streets. I would definitely say Ogden Road, it's about to be over you. Right now it is over Clydeton Road. West Big Richland Road, you can see right there. Also East Big Richland Creek Road, it's about to go over you. Ogden is basically over you right now, so hopefully you're downstairs in your basement. If you're hearing these towns or these street names and they're your street, you need to get down now into a safe shelter. As you can see here, there's the bright green and bright red, and now look, this storm behind it near Springville has bright green and bright red near each other. That's not great news either. That storm looks like it may start to rotate. We've got a lot of hail with this one near Waverly too, and we've had a lot of reports of some damage coming in. We've already had one confirmed tornado up in Christian County, several reports of hail, at least quarter size in nature, and some of it ping pong ball size hail, and a lot of wind damage reports from this cell, and this cell is holding together very, very nicely. Not to mention that now in southern Kentucky, the threat turns to flash flooding for most of you as storms are going over the same areas and dumping quite a bit of rain. This flash flood warning is in effect for Warren County until 2 in the morning, and now we have a new one for Trigg, Christian, Todd, and Muhlenberg counties, and this is going to be until 5:15. You see all this lightning. It's quite a show going on at this point. We got some heavy storm activity near Todd County, wind gusts to 40 miles an hour, by the way. So this is going to be very noisy for you folks in Russellville, Elkton to Lewisburg here. So just a heads up for all of you. And again, there's that tornado warned storm. We're watching another one right behind it starting to develop here in northern Benton County, southern Stewart County, and Houston counties there. And then you notice how close this is. This is not that far now from Nashville, folks. So heads up Dixon County. This is coming to you next, and then Cheatham, and then it will be coming right into Davidson County here. And it has tons of lightning with it. It's fast moving to the east at about 40 miles an hour. So again, we're watching this entire cluster of storms here. You can see lots of lightning with these, quite a bit of a light show. But one in particular, these areas right in here are concerning because these storms are rotating, and that is why Storm Prediction Center went and issued a tornado watch up for parts of our area. So now it does include Clarksville, Nashville, Murfreesboro, even Franklin and Brentwood and Williamson County. Wilson County's in this, over to Gallatin and Portland. So just a heads up tonight, any of these storms could start to rotate. You want to make sure that you have the cell phone in the on position. Sorry, heavy rain, wind, and hail and tornado threats are all there. But make sure you have the cell phone in the on position and fully charged, the safety plan ready to go. And remember, the WKRN weather app, it's a really handy tool, especially with all this active weather, because it's going to continue through the overnight hours. This is 4 a.m., folks. See this activity getting into Nashville, Columbia, Linden, and Dixon by about 6, 7 o'clock. Now it's into Crossville, Jamestown, McMinnville. May not be as strong as it moves east of I-65 like Davis alluded to, but still, this is packing quite a punch. It's already done quite a bit of damage out in West Tennessee. The pictures are pretty stunning with this cell as it's moved on by, and that's why we continue to keep that tornado warning with that cell. So let me go back to this tornado warning. I wanted to show you, this is Dixon camera again, a live look. You'll probably see some lightning. There it is in the background there, but this is the tornado warned storm. It's in effect until 11:45 for Houston and Humphreys counties here, right over McEwen now. And I'm going to step off the screen real quick just to show you it. A lot of lightning with this one, very heavy downpours, and there is that concern for the rotation. It's been kind of holding together really, really well here. And so we're going to continue to watch this one very carefully. I'm going to zoom down here and just show you real fast that rotation. That bright green, that bright red is there. Oh, and that other one back there over northern Benton County is starting to rotate too, I think, Davis.
Unfortunately, Danielle. I'll take over on Max 2 here for a minute while Danielle resets her computer, if y'all would like. Again, this new tornado watch is till 3 a.m. if you're just joining us, and it includes Nashville and many of the metro counties across the area. I want to give a wide view. Of course, we've been zoomed into the tornado warning. This is for Houston and Humphreys County till 11:45. That's likely to be extended over to Dixon County. We don't know that just yet, but this thing is not showing a sign of dying down. You can see the lightning here. Here's Nashville right here, and it's pretty much heading almost due east, maybe just a slight bit north of due east, but pretty much due east. So this storm is probably going to go right over the Nashville metropolitan area over the next maybe 30 to 35 minutes or so. And so this is something we're going to have to watch for very closely. And again, that right now the tornado warnings for Houston and Humphreys till 11:45. I'm going to zoom in, and you can see the cluster of lightning, and you can see this is making its way right through the Waverly area. We've been watching it pass just through the northern suburbs of Waverly, and now the strongest part of the storm is just northeast of Waverly, between Erin and the Highway 70, as you can see. And we'll zoom down, and once again, as Danielle's been showing you that couplet, it's moved just a little bit. I'll step off the screen briefly and update that real quick, just because it's moving 50 miles per hour, and I'll put that circle on there manually, and of course it moves, and I want to give you an accurate description. And of course the reds indicate winds going away from the radar, the greens towards the radar. So literally we're looking at entering the McEwen area right now. So if we've been telling you, if you're in McEwen, you need to be in your safe spot, and pretty much it's in your area now. We were telling you back when it was about 7 minutes away that it would be in McEwen shortly. So there's McEwen right there on Highway 70, and there's your green and red couplet right next to one another, making its way into the McEwen area along Highway 70 as we speak. And again, here's a updated storm track trying to show Thompson's Crossroads by 11:45. Tennessee City 1146, Dixon by 1154. And even though Dixon does not have a tornado warning yet, we'll be watching. That's up likely that possibility that could happen. 1159 for Charlotte, 1205 for White Bluff, 1212 for Kingston Springs, Pegram by 1217, Bellevue by 1224, and Forest Hills by 1231. And again, if you're in McEwen, you need to take cover immediately. And this is showing the hail size over an inch in diameter earlier as that moved through the area. Now, we were just mentioning here as this finally crosses I-65 into the eastern part of Middle Tennessee, we're hoping our temperatures are cooler over that way. Probably that's why they're not extending that tornado watch further to the east through 3 a.m. because the cooler temperatures there. But meanwhile, it's trouble right now if you are in the McEwen area. Now, so far, we haven't had a confirmation of a tornado touching down. This is radar indicated, but it's dark outside, and this has gone through a few rural areas, but it did make its way through the northern suburbs of Waverly. When it went through Camden, there was some report of a tree on a house with some damage to the roof there. So I'm sure there's other parts of the county that might have been damaged, but that's what we've heard so far. And right now you're watching the storm making its way right into the eastern parts of Humphreys County and the southeastern parts of Houston County, and now making its way east of the Waverly area, but just about into Dixon County. And so we're going to be waiting to see if they want to extend this tornado warning any further into Dixon County. The Weather Service does a great job at this, and they'll let us know. There's your tornado warning existing till 11:45, so we've only got about 6 more minutes of that. But that tornado watch remains in effect till 3 o'clock, but notice it's not those eastern counties. I want to take a quick look at that couplet real quick here, and still sort of holding together, maybe a little bit different than it was before. So there's our new tornado warning right there. You see this purple box showing up? That's going to be probably, Danielle, would that be Dixon County as well as maybe southern,
Dixon, yep,
southern
Dixon,
Montgomery?
Dixon, Humphreys, and Houston. I'm going to get that up here for a second.
Okay. Danielle's going to get that up here. We'll widen it out here. Yeah, that looks like, southern Houston. I'm sorry, the new one looks like southern Houston, eastern parts of Humphreys. Of course, my storm track is going over it, unfortunately, right now, but it does go into Dixon County. So this is going to be covering Dixon County with the new tornado warning. And Danielle's getting that graphic prepared as we speak. We'll let you take over.
All right, so here we go, Davis. I just want to let you know, I wanted to show this picture off. This is in Gibson County here. Hard to see, but there's a lot of damage done to the structure here. And this is that same cell that right now we're tracking that continues to have the tornado warning on it for Dixon County. Remember, you can send your pics to pics@WKRN.com. If you see damage, please let us know what you're seeing. All right, so this is the latest tornado warning. As you can see here, there's the bright green, the bright red right in this area, and here it's centered right over McEwen at this point. And folks, this is going to be heading between basically Dixon and Charlotte across 48 next if it holds together, and then would be moving into Ashland City. It is moving to the east, I believe, still around 50 miles an hour. I didn't look at that, but I'm going to put it at 50 miles an hour. So some cities in the path of this storm. Tennessee City, you're going to see this at about 11:49. Sylvia, you're going to see this at about 11:54. Then Dixon, you're going to see this at about 11:57. Burns, 12:02. And then White Bluff, 12:06, and 12:10, it'll be in Belltown. So we're going to be watching all of this very carefully. It's got some hail with it. The hail core was up on this pretty good. It's up to 1.2 inches in diameter, so a little over quarter size hail, probably closer to $half size hail, but at one point it did have ping pong ball size hail with it. And you can see this is that tornado warning. So it's in effect until 12:15. It's for Dixon. It's for parts of still Houston and Humphreys County. And this is the cell that we're watching here as it continues. It's been tornado warned now for at least over an hour, maybe even longer than that. We've been tracking it all the way from West Tennessee. The other thing I want to point out is on this radar, you see the storm right behind, and a little concerning to me, a lot of lightning with this one, heavy downpours right over northern Benton County, and then also has a little bit of rotation with it. This is the rotation right in here, the greens and the reds, and the National Weather Service also watching this one too for parts of Houston and even Humphreys counties as well. So we're going to have to watch that cell following right behind it. Okay, well, they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning, and see that for that one, probably with a tornado tag possible with this cell. So let me go right to this one and take you to the severe thunderstorm warning first, and you can see that this one, well, it's being trumped by the tornado warning, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning on that cell up to the north there because of the fact that it does have winds of 60 miles an hour, I'm sure, and also hail a little bit larger as well. Let me get down here and just look at it real fast and see what I'm talking about. That severe thunderstorm warning for Houston, Stewart, Dixon counties until 11:43, yeah, for hail, and also for, wind gusts to 60, half-dollar size hail. So we've got that as well. And of course, there's two different areas of hail now. There's that hail core down to the south in the tornado warned storm. There's also that hail core to the west here with that one right there. That's severe thunderstorm warned. So two areas we're watching in particular. One area of rotation right here, other area of rotation right in here. This one, again, not tornado warned yet. This one, however, is tornado warned, and the more concern is with that one. Now, if I do take this one out into time and kind of, and show you what's going on with it, you can see as we zoom out, I'll just show you a few other things that are happening. We've had a lot of damage being reported with this storm that is tornado warned down over Dixon County. We also have now a new flash flood report coming in here from Barron County. Two roads are closed with flowing water over them. It's Coral Hill Road and Evans Road. So just a heads up, folks, if you live in Barron County, flash flooding is really taking place right now. Remember, flash flooding is very dangerous. If you see flooded roads, you want to turn around, don't drown. That's why the flash flood warning is in effect for Warren County until 2 in the morning. And then we also have this flash flood warning in effect for Christian, Todd, Muhlenberg, and Trigg counties until 5:15. So lots of active weather happening right now. We've got lots of training thunderstorms in southern Kentucky, so flooding still a concern with those. And then we're watching these two cells down to the south here in Tennessee. A lot of them about to walk. You know, some of these would basically impact parts of southern Montgomery County. This one going through Dixon County right now would then impact Cheatham County and Davidson County. And this one does have that tornado warning tag. It's not that far away from Nashville at this point. So we're watching all this very, very carefully, folks. It's unveiling as we go. So we got the tornado warning. We've got the tornado watch up for this area until 3 in the morning. And the biggest things we want to tell you about is make sure you're prepared for heavy rain, wind, hail, and tornadoes tonight into early tomorrow. And make sure you have a safety plan. The phone is charged and in the on position, and you're downloaded the WKRN weather app. By the way, if you live in Dixon County right now, please start taking your tornado precautions. It's really important you do just that. And Davis is going to take over for a second.
Yeah, we're zoomed in right now on the McEwen area. Here's McEwen right here, and there's Highway 70 in the bottom of this screen. Now, Old Nashville Highway, many you know if you live here, there's Wilson Hollow Road and Old Ruskin Road. This is the red and the green, and I put the circulation center right there. It's across Main Street now, right near in McEwen, just across the Main Street area, and it's making its way through northern suburbs, or McEwen northward, across down Old Nashville Highway, about to cross Wilson Hollow and Old Ruskin Road, Yellow Creek Road. So if you're in that area, you're very well familiar with that, but this is in the McEwen vicinity right now. So we've been telling people if they're in McEwen to take cover. Indeed, it is in that region right now. So let me back things up a little bit here. This is our latest times of arrival there. Now we're saying 11:53 for Dixon, 11:59 for Charlotte, 12:04 for White Bluff, 12:11 for Kingston Springs. As we head towards Pegram, 12:16, Bellevue, 12:22, Forest Hills, 12:29, and Forest Hills, I should say, at 12:29, and Nashville at 12:35, and the Una Antioch area at 12:42. And yes, we're starting to track towards Nashville. So I'm tracking out 60 minutes here. So in the next hour, this will be in the Nashville area. If it wants to hold together, we're not saying that we're going to have a tornado signature still when it gets to Nashville, but that's the timing should that hold together. Temperatures cool off just a little bit the further east you go. There's that circulation center in the northeastern suburbs of McEwen. There's Tennessee City. It's going to be passing very close to you. There's Charlotte and Dixon next down the road. And we're going to go backwards here, and I want to get back to the picture here of the possibility of hail that could be inch to probably up to 1.5 inches, and that's pushing into Charlotte as we speak. So not just the tornado warning, but also the severe thunderstorm warning. Erin, Tennessee right now, in Houston County, you're about to get some very, very large hail as well, probably 1 inch to 1.5 inches in Erin and Houston County. Now it's a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Houston County, but there is some sign of rotation in that. So if you're in the Erin community and in Houston County, you probably want to get in your safe place, because you could have strong winds going straight line, and you could even have a tornado mixed in, but you're certainly probably going to see some pretty large hail, 1 inch to maybe 1.5 inches, and same thing for the Charlotte area. But meanwhile, there is the possibility of a tornado with either one of those storms, and the other one literally is a tornado warning extending all the way through Dixon County, right up to the Cheatham County line. But so far, we've seen every county this storm has moved into, the tornado warning has been extended. So don't be surprised here in the next 30 minutes we get a tornado warning extended into Cheatham and even Davidson County, including the Nashville area. Very, very likely that that's going to be the case. So we're going to be watching this for you very, very closely. There's a close-up view right there of that strong storm as it makes it into the Charlotte area and northeastern suburbs of McEwen. Danielle?
Okay, so I'm just getting on our Dixon camera real quick just to see if we, oh, there we go, we got it. There's some lightning, some thunder going on with our Dixon camera as we speak. This is a storm rolling into Dixon right now. It's going to be a light show for any of you folks. We've got tons of lightning with these storms, very heavy downpours, and of course gusty winds, hail, and even the tornado threat. So just be prepared. It's going to be very noisy as it comes your way. You can see that lightning kind of becoming a constant thing as we look in Dixon at this hour. So that's what we're watching. It's the tornado warning here. It is now just really for Dixon County as it's moved into Dixon County now. They've expired it for Houston and Humphreys County. And you can kind of see it's got this little dip in it too with lots of lightning, heavy downpours. And yes, we're watching that rotation. The green, again, wind going to the radar, the red going away. And so when you see them linking up right in this area in here, is where we would say that we could see the possible rotation. So it's mainly going to be, if it continues on this eastern track, kind of go right between Charlotte and down for possible rotation. Now, I've zoomed into the area that does have the rotation over it. Right now, if I were the best guess, I'd say it's over Old Number 1 Road, Wilson, I don't know what that says, it's hard to see. Yellow Creek Road, okay, Wilson Hollow Road, it's over. Yellow Creek Road, Maple Grove Road will be over soon. Fortner Road, Old Sylvia Road, Hayshed Road. I'm zooming down, I'm talking about different streets that this rotation is going to go over. And if I'm saying your street, you should be getting down in your basement now, folks, because this is a tornado warned storm. It's been tornado warned for almost an hour or more. And this one has the capability of producing a lot of damage. We've had damage from West Tennessee all the way over to here. So let's show you again what we're talking about. It's that green and that red right in here. You can see if it continues on its path and we pull out here and it's going to go about 50 miles an hour. Here are some towns in the path. Sylvia, 1156. You got about 5 minutes, Sylvia, folks, or you need to get down now into your safe zone. Then Charlotte, you're going to see this at about 1201. White Bluff, you're going to see this at about 1208. Belltown would see this at about 1212. And then Kingston Springs, 1215. In Ashland City, you will see this about 1219. This is a pretty tight couplet, guys. The greens, the reds are very tight together. They're very bright, indicating very strong winds and very strong rotation. We have not had any confirmation that the tornado is on the ground, but it's not to say it is not. And remember, it's nighttime. It is rain wrapped. You would not see it anyway, so you need to act like the tornado is actually happening. In fact, this one has produced a lot of damage out in West Tennessee. A lot of hail with this one as well. Just to let you know, hail core, well, it's not a 0. It's definitely a little bit bigger than that, but apparently it's not picking it up right. Then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning out here, too, for parts of Houston and Humphreys County and even Montgomery County in on this severe thunderstorm warning right now. Not tornado warned, severe thunderstorm warned for now. Wind gusts to 60, hail, heavy rain, lots of lightning. So we're watching a lot of things. Now, there is a little bit of rotation with this one, too, as you can see, kind of right in here, starting to get a little tighter again. Really now it would be just south and west of Aaron, heading towards 49 and really heading over, I would say even 13 just north of the other area that's been over 13 too. So 2 areas we're watching in concern. We've had several reports of trees down, power lines down, both in Benton County and also Carroll County there. And then we've had a lot of reports up in this way for hail, the tornado threat earlier, and then also flooding now. Because we have flash flood warnings now in effect through southern Kentucky. Again, the flash flood warning in effect for Warren County until 2 in the morning. So up to the north, it's all about the flooding at this point. And of course, heavy storms still going on. Got lots of lightning, heavy downpours, but they're training over the same areas. By the way, Elkton to Russellville, very noisy storms for you folks, to Franklin, to even Bowling Green. So southern Kentucky, even though you're not severe thunderstorm warned, you're still dealing with very heavy, noisy storms, wind gusts to 40 to 50 miles an hour and lots of lightning with these cells. And of course, flash flood warnings up for Trigg, Christian, and Todd counties. But again, the reason why we're continuing to stay on air and keep you safe is because of this tornado warned storm. It is moving into central Dixon County right now. Quickly moving. Notice that lightning jumping and scattering a bit too. So these storms are really developing. This one over Aaron starting to develop too. And this would generally move right into Cheatham County. And if this continues on a track, could go right into downtown Nashville. So we're going to have to really watch that storm very carefully. It's getting very, very close. It's not that far away, folks. And since it's so fast moving, it could be in Nashville within the next hour or so. So we're going to watch that. And notice now, more storms back building over in Arkansas. So that's all the activity that's going to make its way in here as we head through the overnight and into tomorrow. And that's why the tornado watch is in effect until 3 a.m. for this area you see in red. Does include Nashville, does include the borough, does include Wilson County, Williamson County, and as far west as, say, Dixon County, too. Heavy rain, wind, hail, tornadoes, all threats tonight. And again, I keep emphasizing this, but I want to say it. I can't reiterate it enough. A safety plan is necessary overnight tonight. If you're in that tornado warning, get down low now. Phone charge in the on position. You may lose power. That's usually the first thing that'll happen. But we are streaming on Facebook Live right now, so make sure you're watching our Facebook and WKRN weather app. Super important tool to have. Of course, these storms are going to continue through the overnight, unfortunately, and get pretty strong and fierce through the 4 o'clock hour, 5, 6, 7, and then they move out of here by about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then things quiet on down. But we need to stay alert tonight. We've got that tornado warning for Dixon County right now, and we're going to watch and see if they continue that one into it. We also have the severe thunderstorm warning for Dixon, Houston, Humphreys County until 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah, Danielle, I've been looking at the correlation coefficient of the debris tracker, and it's changed a little bit, and I can't guarantee that this means this is debris. First of all, there's your Yellow Creek Road we were talking about. Danielle mentioned Yellow Creek Road, and there's Sylvia Road. We talked about it, and this circulation is literally moving over Yellow Creek Road towards Sylvia Road. There's Charlotte right there along Highway 48. There's Pond Road further south. So this is the northeastern sections of Tennessee City up Yellow Creek Road, as you can see now. Here's what I was talking about. We've been looking at the debris tracker, and we just started to see a little bit more blue showing up here. I still can't really say that's debris for sure, but it looked a little different than it did a little while ago. I put it on word to the Weather Service asking if they see anything more about that, but that's not quite as defined as you would expect for debris. I still imagine that's hail and rain mixing together to give us, when you see these shades of green and blue, to look for debris. And hail and rain mixing together can indeed do that. So again, right along Yellow Creek Road, pushing towards Sylvia Road in Charlotte as well. So if you're in Charlotte, you need to take cover pretty much very soon. You can see this, and also Dixon, of course. It's making its way into the Dixon area as we speak. So Charlotte 1157, if you're in Dixon, you really already need to be in your safe spot. So Dixon, really, you're already in the thick of things right now. And there we are at Pegram by 1216, Bellevue 1124, Forest Hills 1231, Nashville, which would be downtown Nashville, 1233. Again, we don't have a warning right now for downtown Nashville, but we very well could. So keep that very much in mind here. And you can see that this is making its way towards the Charlotte area. Really, this is going to be making its way probably along the highway between Charlotte and Dixon and more into Charlotte, but even Dixon a little further to the south, it could be affecting you as well. And here's a nice wider view. You've got Nashville over in the far right of your screen. Here's Charlotte. You should be getting some very large hail in the Charlotte area right now. That's going to be making its way towards Ashland City, of course, as we said. And this is going to be making its way towards Bellevue. And there's Erin right now, where we should be seeing some large hail, especially from Erin southward in Houston County. And again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Houston County, far southern sections of Stewart County, and that extends over into parts of Montgomery County, it looks like, as well. And meanwhile, that's going to make its way eventually to Robertson County, Davidson County as well. Want to widen out the view a little bit. Everybody wants to know, what about where I live? So we're trying to widen things out again. And most of what's going on is in the northern part of Middle Tennessee from I-40 northward, as you can see. And the tornado warnings for Dixon, Houston, Humphreys counties, that's till 12:15. And the severe thunderstorm, Dixon, Houston, Humphreys, and Stewart, till 12:30. But the rest of Middle Tennessee, at least right now, is not seeing these storms. If you're down to the south, Murfreesboro, down to Franklin, Spring Hill, down to Manchester, McMinnville, you're not seeing any storms. But Nashville, you need to be thinking about it right now. If you're in the Nashville metropolitan area, Cheatham County, Ashland City, but certainly right now in Dixon County, in the Charlotte area, immediately you need to be in your safe spot as we speak. And but really, Nashville's going to be probably next. Cheatham County, Davidson County, maybe northern parts of Williamson, maybe parts of Sumner or Robertson County. Those are not in a warning right now, but we probably will be seeing one as this rotation's held together. So far, the only real damage report, I might want to turn that on just to see if we see something new. I didn't see anything on our chat room a moment ago, but I'll go ahead and maybe erase these. Just turn on the storm reports, just see if anything new shows up. And no, nothing new since that storm report that we got back in Camden where they had a large tree. Well, now it says multiple homes damaged. That is a little bit new. Multiple homes damaged and trees down near Ballard Road and Highway 69, thunderstorm and damage. That's back in Camden. So that is a new storm report, but this is back at 11:07, and of course it's 11:57 now. So that was when it was going through Camden. But right now we have very strong storm making its way into Charlotte as we speak, and that's going to be going into Cheatham County near Ashland City and into Nashville as well. And I'll sort of step forward while Danielle gets ready, and you can let me know when you are ready. There's your tornado warning right now. Charlotte, you are right in the thick of things. There's your red and green couplet. And again, I'll have to adjust this because it's moving pretty quickly. That would be right into the Charlotte area right now. I'll step out and I'll go ahead and put that that on there for you. And Danielle will be ready shortly, but that couplet, we put this little circle here on there for you manually. And you can see if you're in Charlotte, this is making its way into your area right now. I'm going to move this picture over just a little bit so you can get a better view of that. And we can loop it all as well. And you can see that making its way on towards the east along into Charlotte. So really, if you're in Charlotte right now, you really need to be getting in your safe spot right now. We were telling you that 5 to 10 minutes ago. It was right in the path, as well as northern parts of Tennessee City, but now into Charlotte, making its way across there, and then eventually down Highway 47. White Bluff, it's going to be very close to you, at least your northern suburbs there, and then it's eventually going to cross the county line into Cheatham County, and eventually it'll make its way into the Davidson County area. Danielle, are you ready now?
We got a little bit more information. Now this is from a caller from Benton County saying that she's 19 miles south of Henry County, says that she's in an area where the tornado hit and there's damage around her home. Now that again is from a Benton caller. It's not a confirmed necessarily source, but it's something to definitely, take seriously. Obviously, we have multiple homes damaged. She's probably in that area where we're getting that in that tree down near Ballard Road and Highway 69. Okay, I want to go over to Max 1 if we can. I want to break everything down for you once again. A tornado warning in effect until 12:15 now for just Dickson County, as you can see, because it's moved into Dickson County. We're going to see if they hold this in and extend this out for Cheatham County probably, and then it would be into, say, even Davidson County. Right now, the rotation really close to Charlotte. Charlotte, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now. Please don't delay. This has caused a lot of damage. Get down to the lowest level, a room with no windows, put as many walls between you and the outside world. We're talking a closet, a bathroom, a small room, a hallway. Do that and grab something to protect your head and neck because the storm is swirling. It's moving over 48 Charlotte right now, really over the downtown area. And I've zoomed in to show you where those greens and reds are. And you can see right now the rotations between Hayshed Road and really about to move into downtown Charlotte. It's basically over you at this point. And then I'm also going to show you some roads where it's going to. Once it gets past Charlotte, it's going to head towards St. Paul Road. It's going to head towards Petty Road, Jockey Road, Pack Road, Claylick Road, and also it looks like Old County House Road back here. So then it would even cross over potentially 47 at some point. So folks, if you live in those areas, if I said your town name, if you're in Charlotte right now, if you know friends or family in Charlotte, call them. Pick up the phone. It's late. Some folks could have went to bed thinking they're okay. They're not necessarily okay right now. We've got a tornado warned storm and very large hail. This hail core is starting to increase. I don't like the look of that. When the hail core starts to increase, that means the storm is actually jumping up or intensifying. The hail is now up to 1.8 inches in diameter, which is bigger than ping pong ball size hail. Now, I did put a storm track on this. Of course, it has moved pretty fast, but one thing's in particular, Griffintown, you'll see this at about 12:19, Shacklet at about 12:32, or 12:23, excuse me. Charlotte Park, we'll see this 12:42, Bordeaux, 12:47, and then 12:51. This would make it into Nashville, okay, folks, because this is moving to the east at about 50 miles an hour. So Nashville, you may need to get ready to get in your safe zone in about 50 minutes if this rotation holds together like it's been doing. We also have this severe thunderstorm warning until 12:30 for Dixon, Houston, Humphreys, Montgomery, and Stewart counties. So in this area in particular, I put a storm track on for wind gusts to 60 and also some hail, at least quarter size in diameter. It is heading towards Sladen at about 12:10. It'll be in Cunningham at about 12:17, Beech Grove 12:33, and then Thompsonville, you'll see this 12:38, Pleasant View 12:45, and then Coopertown would see this at about 12:51. So you've got a severe thunderstorm warning up to the north, just north of this tornado warned storm, which is over the Dixon area, over really the community of Charlotte right now. But this is pushing east, so heads up. It will be moving into Cheatham County, and then potentially, if it continues on its track, could go exactly down downtown Nashville, which would not be great, or right into the heart of Nashville. We do have this storm that has produced quite a bit of damage, lots of wind down, trees down, structural damage. We've heard reports from Benton County and also from Carroll County, and back even in Gibson County in West Tennessee did a lot of damage to some homes. So this could be a tornado potentially on the ground. We also have flooding issues up to the north where we have flash flood warnings now in effect for southern Kentucky. Don't want to forget about my friends up there. You still have strong storms up there. Nothing is severe, but the flooding is a concerning thing too. So if you don't have to be driving outside right now, please don't. Remember, if you see flooded roads, turn around, don't drown. We've got Christian, Todd, Muhlenberg, and Trigg counties under flash flood warnings. This is until 5:15 in the morning, too. And yes, these storms are going over the same areas. It's kind of scary. They're kind of training, and that is not necessarily good news. So flooding concerns for southern Kentucky. Down to the south, we've got the severe thunderstorm warning. They're still keeping that in motion here, and we still have, again, the tornado warning for Dixon County, and that is in effect until 12:15 here. And you can see that's not that far away from Nashville now, folks. Also want to point out to the west, look what's happening in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Severe thunderstorm warnings. We're getting more of them building up now out to the west, and all those are going to impact some of our southernmost counties. So even though most of the activity has been confined to the I-40 corridor and areas north, everybody will eventually begin to get in some action, especially if you live farther west where the temperatures are warmer. So in this area right in here, that tornado watch is up. It is up until 3 in the morning. It does include Nashville, does include Wilson County, Rutherford, and also Williamson, and up through Sumner and Robertson County. So just a heads up, any storm tonight, heavy rain, wind, hail, and tornadoes, all threats with these storms. And of course, since they're coming overnight, now's a good time. By the way, if you have friends or family in Charlotte, please give them a phone call right now if you think they're sleeping, because it's right over you right now, the tornado warned storm. Have a safety plan. Get into your safety spot. If you're in Charlotte right now, phone charged in the on position. We are streaming on Facebook Live right now, so if you lose power, go to our Facebook Live. The main account is just WKRN News 2. You can follow us on there, and then also have the WKRN weather app for all the instant alerts right up to where you are. So here's the latest, again, track. Storms continue to intensify. We're going to have Mary Mays and Christina joining us in a little while, and they're going to be helping take you through the morning hours, because it still will be rough for a bit of a time to go. All right, Davis, you got more?
Yeah, we're going to start off with a wide view so people can pick out where they live. First of all, if you're in Nashville, right in the center of the screen, this is now crossing into Cheatham County. It'll be in Davidson County, so if you got friends and neighbors that may want to be storm wary or know what's going on, you might want to wake them up. And this is moving into Cheatham County. Cheatham and Davidson do not have a warning yet, but they very well could. The tornado warning continues for Dixon County, Houston, Humphreys counties. Severe thunderstorm warning for Dixon, Houston, Humphreys, and Stewart. We've had large hail reported with many of these storms as well. And I want to put it into motion for you. We're going to zoom down on this as well, give you another storm track here if you're just joining us here. But Nashville, heads up, this is going to be in Nashville here pretty soon, moving about 50 miles an hour over the Charlotte area. Now here we are with the red and the green next to each other, pretty much in Charlotte, sort of shifting just eastward down Highway 47 and out the highway to the northeast there of Charlotte. And if you're in Charlotte, you're right in the thick of this, and it's moved just east of the downtown area, if we want to call it downtown Charlotte, but the central part of Charlotte, and just to the east, and it's making its way towards the eastern parts of Dixon County, as you can see. And I'll widen the view out, put it into motion, and you can see that this is going to make its way right through the White Bluff region here. And if you're in White Bluff now, you pretty much need to take cover as we speak. There's the Charlotte area right here. Here's White Bluff. So really, you may be just on the southern fringe of that in White Bluff, as you can see. White Bluff located right about here. I think that blue dot's a little too far north, but north of the northern suburbs of White Bluff. And that's not too far from the Cheatham County line. So we're likely, if the Weather Service wants to extend this, and we're still seeing that couplet. But so far, we've not had reports of a tornado on the ground just yet. We have had some damage reports back in Benton County in the Camden area. Not only that, but 1.5-inch size hail, as well as some tree damage on houses in Benton County. And that's what's in White Bluff right now, that same storm moving east. And anyway, there are your times of arrivals. Kingston Springs by 12:12, Pegram by 12:16, Bellevue by 12:23, Forest Hills 12:30, Nashville, downtown part of Nashville, 12:34. Of course, Davidson County is really wide, so it'll be 5-10 minutes before that, right on the county line. And there's Una, Antioch area by 12:43, Lakewood by 12:46. Now Juliet 12:53. That's getting over to Wilson County, Martha 1 a.m. And again, none of those counties past Dixon County right now have a warning just yet, but those would be the next ones downstream. So we just want to give you a heads up on that. There are your damage reports back in Camden, the Benton County area in Camden. A large tree down and a home with damage, and there was another report of some large trees as well, and there was also a report of some large hail, 1.5 inches in diameter. So there's your wide view right there. This activity just making its way towards Nashville as we speak. And there's your report of the hail, 1.5-inch size hail. That's ping pong ball size hail. hail in Camden in the Benton County area. So those storm reports, and also the other report I was talking about, multiple homes damaged. So earlier we just had one tree in one house, but now they've got new reports of multiple homes damaged back in the Camden area, and that's what's in White Bluff right now. The same storm, I should say. Trees down near Ballard Road and Highway 69 as those make it their way. Now, I'm showing you the temperature map because our eastern counties are just a little cooler, and even Nashville's a little cooler. Not much, 2-3 degrees than as they went through here. Now, these temperatures may warm just a little bit, but when it crosses I-65 and gets over into our eastern counties and starts encountering temperatures low 60s and even 50s, we may see not as strong of activity. There'll still be lots of lightning and thunder. There'll still be probably some gusty winds, but it lessens the threat. And that's probably why the Storm Prediction Center has put the tornado watch out only to Sumner, Wilson, and Rutherford counties, but not past there over to Cookeville and Putnam County, not over to Jackson and Overton counties, or White County and DeKalb County, Warren County, and Manchester and Coffee County. It's not in effect for you only because I think they're seeing those cooler temperatures. They think those storms push near. You'll get lightning, you'll get thunder, you'll think the world's coming to an end, but probably because of those cooler temperatures, you won't get the severe weather that we're seeing further to the west. But I just have to reiterate right now, if you're in the Nashville area, you need to be ready because this is same storm activity is just about to make its way into Nashville as we speak. And if you're in the Charlotte area and pushing over towards White Bluff, this has really moved east of Charlotte now, about right here, and through the northern suburbs of White Bluff, you need to be in your safe spot and get ready for Ashland City in the parts of Cheatham County, as well as eventually Davidson County. Danielle?
Get back into this if we can. We'll go over to Max 1 2. By the way, it looks like right now, once this tornado warning is done at 12:15, they are going to expire it and reissue with a severe thunderstorm warning is what they have told us. We'll just keep it going just to be sure, though. You never know. All right, so we have the tornado warning for Dixon County again until 12:15 tonight. Again, this is in effect, and it's right over the Charlotte area. Well, just east of Charlotte now, actually just north of White Bluff. Really, you can see the bright red, the bright green. Right in this area, right in here, is where the potential for rotation would be. It's north of White Bluff. It is north of Kingston Springs. So it'd be moving between Kingston Springs and really Ashland City and continuing to move to the east. Now, right now, some areas that need to take their tornado precautions: Clay Lick Road, Pack Road, Hawkins Road. If I'm saying your street name in Dixon County, please get down to your lowest level, center of the room, a room with no windows. Really important you do just that. We also have some roads in the path: Stringfellow Road, Cedar Hill Road, and also Wedgwood Road will be in the path. Headquarters Road also in the path. Oh, by the way, this is the new severe thunderstorm warning I believe they're going to take me to. Yes. Okay, but this is not the tornado warning. It's a severe thunderstorm warning for Ashland City. So Cheatham, Davidson County is going to be in on this, and possibly parts of, I'm guessing, Sumner and even Wilson County in the severe thunderstorm warning. But again, here it is. Here's the velocity product there. I want to bring back, show you where that rotation really is, that tornado warning in effect until 12:15. It's now 12:12. And just to let you know, does have a little bit of hail with this one still. Hail at least a quarter size in diameter. And I did put a storm tracker on this one, although it's racing really quickly. But it would be near Charlotte Park at about 12:34. Then John C. Toon Airport would see this 12:34. Nashville about 12:42. So in about a half hour, you're going to see this storm come by your area. Mud Tavern, 12:49. Elm Hill Marina. I love my folks there. 12:54 is when you would see it. And then 103 in Mount Juliet. Again, this storm is tornado warned right now, but it's about to be dropped into a severe thunderstorm warning coming up at 12:15. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Dixon, Houston, and Montgomery counties until 12:30 for that northern edge of the storm as well. Did put a storm track on that one for you folks. So south side, you would see this at about 12:21. Beech Grove, 12:28. Thomasville at about 12:36, Pleasant View 12:42, Coopertown 12:50, and then Greenbrier 102 and Ridgetop at 104. So we've got a couple of storms we're really watching. We've been monitoring them for you. We've had some reports of wind damage. We've had some reports of hail with these storms. You can see some near Dixon. We've had some larger hail reported. Also back through Benton County and Carroll counties there. We've had a lot of wind damage and structural damage. So we're watching that area as well. Now this is moving out of Dixon County into Cheatham and into Davidson County, but it is currently a severe thunderstorm warning at this point. We also have the flash flood warnings up for parts of Kentucky until 2 a.m. This one is blanketed for most of Kentucky, well, western Kentucky, our viewing area, until 5:15. We've seen 1 to 2 to 3 inches of rain in this area, and that has led to some flash flooding, and the storms are kind of going over the same areas. We have those storms down to the south, too. These about to move into Ashland City and then into Nashville, as you can see here. Portland getting hit with some storms as well, as you can see, but that severe thunderstorm warning now does include parts of Davidson County, which I'm going to get to real fast and just show you that and break it right down for you. Yeah, in Van Leer, by the way, we had at least an inch, so quarter-size hail was spotted there. We also still have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Houston, Montgomery counties, and then Dixon as well. Did they drop a tornado yet? We're about to.
We're about to at 12:15, and that is a significant fact. I'm sort of assuming our good friends at the Weather Service, because they're not seeing a confirmed tornado from anybody reporting, and it's gone through some populated spots like Dixon County and you know, in Humphreys County, right near Waverly, right near Dixon, right near Tennessee City, right near Charlotte, and nobody reported, you know, major damage there back except back in Camden. So that's probably, they're going by that aspect, even though they have a little bit of rotation on the radar. They said, okay, let's go with a severe thunderstorm warning on this as it moves into Cheatham and Davidson County. So,
and they just dropped the tornado warning, so we now have several severe thunderstorm warnings, and we have a new one back in Kentucky, western Kentucky, so we'll watch that for Trigg County. But Davis and I are going to stay with you. We're going to go on a Facebook Live now. We'll send you back to programming. Of course, if we get any more tornado warnings, we will come back on air.